Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to another Saturday night paint and chill stream. I got a bunch of stuff on my desk. Sorry about the music. I am going to have to yank it and re-upload it or something. I don't know what's going on with that. Stephen Kennedy, a long time no see. How you doing? Right now, I am working on some weird abomination things from Dungeons and Lasers. Tell me that that spine doesn't look like ripped off from the xenomorph tentacle brain abomination. And I've got some blobby things here with arms and bug eyes and just all kinds of weird crap left over from the last Kickstarter Duselaire, I think it was, or was it before that? I don't know. They've been on my desk for a while, and it's like, okay, let's finish them off and get them going. And I'll be using my dry brush palette. You can see I got the logo up there in the corner. It's all very shiny with lots of black gloss paint on it. And whenever I need a dry brush, I'll use that instead of the old napkins and paper towels. Thanks, Stephen. And I got some other things on my table as well. Some uh, weird flying MyGo looking things, and a bunch of these little flying horrors. And then I'm going to open up the box. Wait until a couple people come in. I can't. I just got to know. I just got to see what's in the box, man. And if you haven't seen DM James' show, I'm talking about the uh, Sigmarite Mausoleum set. I'm getting this ready for September, where I'm going to be doing a bunch of Vampire Wars and Ravenloft and just a bunch of that sort of thing to get in the mood for Halloween and October, and just get a little jump on that, because we here at the Shadow and Sun Show always really kind of overdo or really lean into the holidays. Yeah, there are some creepy looking things in this set, and there's more stuff, but they're in boxes that have never been opened, and I'm going to leave them that way until I get some other stuff taken care of. I won't actually even use them, and unless I'm dying to paint them, these things here, I know Jackie used some of them and will continue to use more of them in his sort of sci-fi D&D game. So having them done and ready for him will be a bonus, and they'll get some use, and I'll get some more painting skill, muscle memory built up. I kind of stopped painting for 3 6 months back last year, and that's why I got a bunch of stuff on my table, right? And I figure if I get back into it, I can get some stuff off my table, have some room to breathe, and yeah, it's all good. How you doing tonight, Stephen? DM James show was an interesting show, to say the least. Uh, it always is, and I hadn't hung out with him for a while. He was on my show last week, and I saw him, and I don't know if Timmy was there yet or not. I figured, you know what? I haven't hung out with these guys for a while, so let's do that. And then had some teriyaki chicken, which was nice. Needed more pineapple, but everything could use more pineapple, you ask me. It's probably my favorite fruit. Yeah, I think I could say that without. I eat more grapes than anything else, but I do like pineapple. Let's see who we got joining us. I'm gonna. Oh, I can't even say I was gonna guess. It's Omanal because it says it's Omanal. Omanal, how you doing tonight? What's new, brother?
I'm doing pretty well. How are you holding up?
No complaints. Jackie graduated, or not graduated. He's going to graduate next week, but he had his last official day of school yesterday, and now he's just chilling. We're gonna watch Return of the Jedi in a couple hours. Make some popcorn. Get
Oh, that's
ready for
nice.
church. Yeah, it was funny. We had just watched Empire Strikes Back a couple days ago, and we went to drop his uniform jacket off at the dry cleaner. And we walk in, and over on the big screen was Empire Strikes Back playing, and we talked to the attendant guy for a minute.
Yeah,
His favorite movie is actually Return of the Jedi, and we're like, but then he followed up, but Empire Strikes Back is one of the best movies of all time,
sure.
which Jack and I totally agree with. We were watching it, and the movie is just damn near perfect. I worked for Blue. Oh, you worked for Blue Moon Miniatures 30 years ago. Hook a brother up, man. Can you give me some? Can you give me some? Vampires. I did buy the box of things that go bump in the night, and unfortunately, it came in a bag, not a box. I was really hoping for the box so I could put them away in it, but I can make one of those out of a box and some foam. I've got some foam padding I've been saving for just such an occasion. Um, but I like their miniatures, but I kind of like the West Wind stuff a little bit more. Although the Blue Moon minis do have a very like 80s heritage charm to them. Not quite Grenadier, maybe a cross between Grenadier and Heritage, but that's sort of, you know, a little bit exaggerated in the faces. And obviously they're not the quality that we get today with miniatures, but there's something about that from 79 to about 85 era of miniatures, Grenadier, Walpartha, and Heritage. And I'm getting ready to do a video on that just to show some of the younger folks, what we had to work with back in the day. I don't know if you used a lot of minis back then, Omen.
Um,
Uh,
Again, I didn't really use minis, but it's more because I didn't have them more than anything else. We
okay.
jokingly call stuff. It's like, well, I'm broke. It's
Yeah, I definitely couldn't afford. I mean, I had some,
sure.
and I still, uh, remember that time fondly when GW was coming around, and Heartbreaker and a few other big miniature companies that sort of squashed. Heritage went out of business. Grenadier eventually went out of business, but not like in a bad way. And then Ralpartha, they're kind of still around. You can still get Grenadier from Middleton in
Yeah.
Italy, but that's kind of shady. And Heritage, forget about it. If you look on eBay and you see Heritage miniatures uh, being very expensive, you can blame this guy because I rose the prices up back in the early aughts. I bought every Heritage miniature that came on eBay, sight unseen practically, and drove the prices up until they were at an obscene amount, and then just sold off what I had. And I still have some stuff on eBay, but uh, I thought they were, worth it, and I made a small fortune, and that's why I have some of the cool shit I do, because every penny of profit I put back into buying books and other things for the hobby. Mind you, I started out with one Heritage Skeleton Archer and 25 bucks. And over the course of, like 5, 10 years, I made about 50 grand
Oh,
and
wow.
thousands of pictures. Oh, yeah. Um, and mind you, I did give back every single order I have ever shipped. I sent at least one free miniature, and it was usually more like one miniature for every $10 you spent. I mean, they
Hmm.
wouldn't have been the greatest thing, but
Yeah.
they were still something. And if you bought like I would try to fit something in to with what you bought. Like if you bought a bunch of mind flayers, I might have sent you a shrieker, or if you bought some skeletons, I might have sent you another skeleton, that kind of
Okay.
thing. So uh, it was nice. I had some really big sales. I had like a couple of days where I made like $1,500, just mind blown. Just
Wow.
people just like picking shit up. And I'm like, I mean, I was working at the same time, but you know, I was struggling for a while, and now I'm not. Now
That's
everything is
good.
doing really well, and I met all you guys, and I get to do all this crazy shit. Wife still doesn't have a clue what I do with this game. She still, she's watched me play. She's watched me and Jackie play. She's watched Jackie and his friends play. No real clue or desire to join in.
It's because she's a
She
woman.
did play.
No, sorry.
She did play the Pirates collectible card game pocket model game with us a couple of times when
Okay.
Jackie was really little. We lucked out. We found some at the 99-cent store back when that was a thing. And I
Yeah.
was like, what is this? This looks interesting. We grabbed as much as we could, and then we would go back as often as we could to try to buy more. That didn't work out because they were very, sporadic. But we bought everything we could get a hold of, and we still have a bunch of the ships. I wish I had some unopened packs. That would be fantastic. And that stuff is still kind of, there's always a market for that stuff.
Sure.
People wanting to, reconnect with their childhood, or they're still playing it, and those things were fragile. But I've always kept up on collectibles and toys and comic books and all that weird crap that we're all into. And I was watching a video this morning about this thing that I had never seen before because it was a little bit before my time.
Hmm.
Uh, Major Matt something, it was an action figure around the time of the first moon landing. It was
Yes.
like an action figure, one of those bendy guys with wire in them. So
Yep.
after you
Yep.
played with it a while, the wire would break and it would just be all,
Of course. Yep.
never saw, but it looked cool. And, I can imagine how, uh, you know, uh, for example, Tom Hanks was like 13 when during the moon landing. Not a fan of him, but
Yes.
uh, he was trying uh, to actually get a movie made based on the IP of the toy and all the, you know, moon stuff that we never really did. We should have. I don't know why we didn't. I mean, we've had the technology to be living on the moon. What's up, George? For decades, and
It's all
even if
about
it was,
cost.
yeah,
I mean, whether you like it or not, it's still going to come down to cost, no matter how you cut it. Um,
yeah. Well, I mean, if we kept up with it, because I mean, now, we're looking at, trying to kind of start that thing up all over again, and we just like wasted 50 years. We knew we could go there. We knew what it would take. But I think what happened, like they were saying in this video, was that we had won the race and the interest died down.
well, I'm going to bring up
And
another point, which is a little different, but we did it as an excuse to get our weapons, nuclear ballistic missiles, and the
yep,
public's more likely to support it if you actually mention, hey, we can go to space, than they are if it's going to be anything else. But
Mhm.
that's not even, I mean, that's not even conspiratorial, because I noticed that every time that they would talk, they're like, oh, so and so's doing this, it's because they're going to, it's like, wait a minute, we're doing the same thing.
You sold a 40K book for $850 last month. Which book? Because I have
Oof,
like a crap ton of the old books.
that is expensive.
hmm The record I heard was Crafty Mac Craft has this Dune book from I want to say Modifius,
I have
and
those.
it's like and it's like a $20,000 book. I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me!
I
There
thought
ain't no
that
way.
I thought it was like 800, but I have some of the collectors, but I don't have like the super collector edition. I'll be honest.
I think that's what he has.
Yeah, like most things, they'll say it's a certain price, and then you're like, yeah, but is it really?
Right?
you know, it, I think that happens all too often. Is people want to believe that it's a certain price rather than what it
hmm
really is. Not that
And what's the Goblin's toy chest?
I
Is
don't
that
know.
like a eBay site or a like Noble Knight or something like that?
I don't know what that
Um,
is.
yeah, I've never heard of it. Because I'll just go over there and spend money. Not you know the stuff that I'm selling is more on. uh, I'm not gonna say principle, but it's like it's not spite. It's just I
Yeah.
know it's the only place where I'll find people who want these uh, sealed blister packs of old minis from 1979, 1980, and people
Yes.
still buy it. I sold just a couple of months ago. I sold three blister packs for $200,
Oh wow.
a total of for 12 miniatures. But
No,
because
I
they were
mean,
sealed in a blister pack, and it was kind of some of the rarer miniatures I had left. It was just Lizardmen, but because it was such a low production run back in
mhm.
the day, and I know the guy who's got the mold, so I didn't lose anything. I could literally take $25 and have him, cast X number of those Lizardmen, and I'd have them in pewter or tin or whatever he's making them out of.
Yes.
And the lead ones, they're going to rot. If that guy keeps those minis in those blister packs, it's pointless. It's just stupidity and pride and vanity and things like that. If he takes them out, cleans them, primers them, and paints them, they're still going to rot. They'll just rot from the inside. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It will happen. I've heard people, oh, if you paint the whole thing, the base, and clear coat them, they still rot from the inside. Um, it's just going to happen. Whereas tin and platinum, not platinum, pewter and things like that, and different mixes, that
Hmm.
stuff will last centuries. Which is what I'm trying to do with all my lead minis, is convert them all to something else. And like I've got about 40 packs of what was called Panzer Troopers, which was a Heritage Miniature Company product, which was 10 millimeter World War II minis in blister
Yeah.
packs.
Okay.
And I don't know anybody who's got them. And I just started buying them. I never wanted to play them. Now I kind of would like to if I knew somebody, be like cool, but I have like such a hodgepodge mix of blister packs.
Yes.
It's like, what am I going to do with these? Well, in a pinch, I could take them, throw them on eBay, and probably make 4 or 5 grand, and that would be half of Jackie's new car, or something like that.
Yeah.
Uh, FFG Death Watch Limited Collector's Edition, RPG 40K Never Opened. Fantasy Flight Games Death Watch Limited Collector's Edition. Okay, that's not even like an old book. That's like relatively new, isn't it?
So I mean,
No worries. But
I'm not even seeing.
you still
Okay.
gotta
Yeah.
tell me what the hell. I gotta write this down, man. Uh, the Goblin's Toy Chest. Because always looking for new places to buy old stuff.
No, not you.
Hey, man, I gave away a lot of cool shit for the
Oh, I know.
giveaway, and I'm going to give away a lot more stuff. I this upcoming month, I'm giving away this thing
What is it?
for someone in the craft challenge.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
Ooh. Yeah, it's the newspaper strips. This is
Yeah.
year one of from like what 1934 to 1935. The comic strips in full color, gorgeous artwork, goofy stories, uh, and believe it or not, the movie is very, very close to the first 12 strips or whatever.
Hmm.
But then it goes off in weird directions. The strip does, or the movie, you know. Um, uh, I've already got like half a dozen ideas for my sci-fi space opera game I want to run in the near future. But I've decided that I'm not going to run anything until I can get George and myself and maybe someone else to create like a 30-minute, not 30-minute, 30-second commercial, instead of just making a video to say, "Hey, we're looking for players." Uh,
Yes.
I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a video with AI art and Well, I'm gonna have George do most of the work. I'll just do the writing and scripting and
Okay.
stuff. He does such great work, Uh,
Yeah.
if he's amenable to that, we're gonna make same thing for the Traveler game coming up. We'll make a 30-second, commercial, and see if that helps. And this way, uh, people can get an idea quicker, and it'll give me something to make short. Put in the shorts section,
Hmm.
and if that works, then I'll do that for any new game I want to run. Because me just telling, oh, it's going to be a cool sci-fi, so what? You know what I mean? Nobody cares.
I know. It's always disheartening,
It's
but I care. You know.
I know you, me, George, and there's a couple other people who might join us, but it's Saturday night. There's a lot of things to do, and some of the other games that I want to run, I don't know when they will be. Just not Thursday night. Thursday night is cursed. If
Why
the
is
game
Thursday
falls
night
apart on
cursed?
Thursday, what?
Why is Thursday night cursed?
Because every game I've run on Thursday night has lost uh, a crap ton of players because my players' significant others didn't want their hubbies playing on Thursday night. You've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to play. Thursday night, we're going to sit in front of the TV and watch some drivel.
The Bachelor? No. Just-
Whatever. I haven't
I
watched
know.
network TV in over 30 years. There's just I haven't seen anything. I didn't even watch Firefly until after the fact. No,
So
wait,
you're the reason it got canceled. No.
I might have watched Heroes when it
Sure.
came out.
No, I'm just teasing you about
I
the
don't
whole thing of
remember. I'm pretty sure I did, but I know Firefly. I was watching it on the Sci-Fi Channel, and I discovered it after it had already been canceled.
sure. Like
Okay,
like
so
like the rest of us.
I walked right by the cast in costume at Wizard Con. I didn't know who they were. I didn't recognize any of the actors or actresses. I walked right on by. I could have shook their hand, got autographs. I didn't know shit. Walked on by and uh, excuse me, and it sucked in retrospect. No, it's like, hey, I walked by the cast of Firefly and I freaking ignored them.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Well,
god! But it's okay because I walked by Jack LaLanne and heckled him during a uh, one of his live exercise things.
yeah.
Uh, I kind of made fun of Loretta Swit within earshot, um, and a couple other folks that I've had interactions with that weren't so friendly. Uh, I almost punched Patton Oswalt.
Really?
Well, I would have done more than just punch him. I would have kept punching him. He was making really uh, unsavory looks at my little boy when we were at
Oh
the
yeah.
last Grenadier in North Hollywood.
That's
Yeah, and yeah, he's a scumbag and a monster. And the fact that he was the voice for the character in the um, Minecraft movie, cartoon, whatever,
yeah.
really bothered me a lot because Jackie loved it and all that, and he doesn't really remember. Might remember going to the store
Yes.
because the wife picked me up in North Hollywood, and it was right around the corner from the bus station.
Hmm.
We'd go, we'd look around, we'd buy something, and then come home, and he wasn't even 2 years old, so he probably doesn't remember. But I liked the store. I liked the owners of the store. It was a nice little store, been around for decades.
Yeah.
Kind of store I'd like to have, but not so damn crowded. I mean, it was fucking crowded. I mean, you could barely walk in that place. But they
No.
had they had stuff from all over the place, all
Hmm.
eras, all genres, all everything. And it wasn't like stuffed full of Pokemon or Funko Pops or any of the new
Yes.
trendy crap. It was like old school mostly, but you could see there were new model kits and new games and stuff like that. I probably still have at least one thing from them. But speaking of, I'm gonna open this thing because
Sure,
I
let's see it.
it's a it's basically a bunch of uh, goth gothic terrain for skirmish, and it's for Age of Sigmar, but I got it from Rob Oren. I bought an auction. I bought several of his auctions, and one of
Hmm.
the auctions was a bunch of Kill Team stuff, still sealed, which I paid like $1,200 for probably about $10,000 worth of stuff,
Ooh,
and I even got a brand new, well, not brand new, but like a player's handbook in better shape than mine.
well, that's nice.
Um, and I got this. I got about 12 boxes of Kill Team plus the original box set. I got all of Pathfinder second edition, everything they made,
Oh
everything
wow,
for Starfinder. I kept that. I sent the Pathfinder stuff in the previous giveaway to some guy in France. No, not France, Canada. Never heard from him again.
it's the
That's
same
why.
thing. No, it's just it's sorry.
Just a bunch of other crap. And I priced it out like, at the time I paid like maybe $50 for this. I looked it
Sure.
up just a little while ago, 250. So I don't see anywhere here where it says you got to go online to get the instructions. And it's
Hmm.
nice; it does tell you what colors they used. But if the instructions aren't in here, I'm going to be pissed. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Uh, and I'm looking at using it to play some Vampire Wars or maybe some other skirt. Oh, nice! It's one of those boxes
What is
where
it?
you
Let's
don't have
see.
to where the top comes
Oh,
off like
yeah,
a.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of course, it's odd that it's hanging upside down for the.
you're right. Instead of the kind that fold open at the sides, I hate those. They're a pain in the ass. Okay, here's one of the mausoleum
Oh, nice.
tops, and there's another one that's identical. That's cool, which means there's even more terrain than it looks like. Um, a bunch of gates and fences, and this big old statue, and another identical sprue of the same thing, which is okay. I see instructions down at the bottom. I'm a happy camper now. And then the walls for the things I pulled out. This all looks like it's going to go together rather easily. Another set of walls, and another set of walls, and another set of walls. So let's see by the instructions if it says how many buildings we can make. Yes, instructions. Good, because all the stuff I get from, hey, what's up, James? Al, we were just talking about you, kind of, with Vampire Wars. I'm hoping that he and I going to find a way to either play some Vampire Wars or maybe some uh, Mordheim, was it?
Oh yeah.
Online, like over the internet. Okay, that's really weird. There's uh, all the the stuff you need to build it. Like we don't know that. There's the instructions for the statue, one of the little crypts, another crypt, and then the whole layout of everything. And if I break it up and I've seen these fences, I was looking around, and I could probably like buy more of the fences and sort of split it up. But it looks like one, two, three crypts and a statue, the gates, the fences, a throne. No, and I can use it, for scattered terrain and moving around.
Yeah.
Send me the link and I'll join. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to put it right here, James.
We know who you are.
Yeah.
We might pretend not to know you, but we know who you are.
Oh, give Frost Grave a try. Highly recommended. We were talking about that too. Was it Frost Grave or was it another game? Yeah, you're right. Reaper has some fences that would match. Um, don't tell nobody, but I kind of I mean, let me take a look real quick because nope, I can already tell this would be a pain in the ass. I could take some what's that stuff called? Blue stuff. It has another name. Omiya
Hmm.
something or other. And I could almost make these with that by making a mold of it. But I'm the if you notice up close, these these
Yeah.
fence posts and stuff are too spindly. It would never work. But I'll definitely look at the Reaper ones. I would generally prefer Frostgrave, but my players are more energized for Mordheim for the moment. Um, but yeah,
They're
this
dead
will
to
be
you.
easy.
They're dead to you. No, just
This will be very easy to put together, and it looks like uh, I'll get a lot of use out. A couple years ago, Jackie and I made a giant freaking crypt. I kid you not;
Mhm.
it's almost the size of a shoebox,
Okay.
and it turned out nice. I'm not say great. This stuff's going to look way better.
Yeah.
But the roof, I got stuck in, and I made it out of card stock and things like that. But I
Hmm.
did each and every individual shingle out of coffee stir stick ends, just so I get the perfectly rounded thing.
Yeah.
And I kid you not, I used like 500 coffee stir sticks,
Ooh.
clipping off the shingles and did them individually. Oh my god, I will never do that again. Never, 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 never. Oh my god, it took me weeks of clipping, gluing, painting. It looks really good,
Yeah.
and it's like all janky on purpose.
Okay.
It looks like it's janky on purpose, but that was really, the mistakes were happy mistakes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I'll send it to you directly. Sorry, dude, I just saw that. Where do I do that? Oh, I do that over here. Copy. Bum, bum, bum. Sorry, James. And we go over here, and we go over here, and we paste it in here like a freaking dweeb. There you go. You are free to launch, clear to launch, something like that. It's been a long day, and now that I've opened it, I'm going to seal it back up and not touch it until September. Um, Otherwise, I would just get stuck in, start gluing it together, and I don't even know where I would put it when I'm done assembling it. I'm hoping that some of it'll fit in the original box, but looking at it, probably not. Probably not.
Well, of course not.
And on the back, it looks like there's way more than three buildings. One, two, three. It looks like there's five buildings, but on the thing it says there's only three. But still, that's not bad.
Well,
I also saw, Steven, I saw, I'm not sure if it was Blue Moon or West Wind, but I saw Dracula's Castle for Gothic Horror. Um, it was nice. It's $200. It looks like it's like hard, resiny plastic, like old school style. And I'm like, and the roofs come off and things like that. And I'm like, I could do it. If it's still there, I might do it. Uh, and add it to this, and then I could have like a full, you know, tabletop
yeah,
Transylvania.
and you should.
That could be fun. I should. I should. And then the wife will freak out. What are you doing? I was like, hey, grab some dice and shut up. We'll go in the next
Woman?
room. Make me a sandwich. What was a fun one? The Dracula's Castle? Did you happen to work on that maybe back in the day? Here we go. James, welcome to the show. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm just waiting for this Minotaur to dry.
Oh, that's a big
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
You just have to.
Yeah.
Is it from Hero Quest?
Yeah, it's from the Wizards of Morcar expansion.
That's pretty badass. That is pretty badass. I've got a Minotaur. Is he here? He might have been packed away. That I got for a Christmas one year from Jackie, and I thought he was chunky, but that guy blows him away.
Yeah, he's great. He looks a little bit bison-esque, I guess. he's a little bit furry, but yeah. I just started with brown, and I'm probably going to dry brush it bone, and then use the speed paint.
Okay.
Try and get a bit of a warmer underpainting. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, Jackie was coming in. I thought he was going to come in and say hi, but I guess not.
That's all right.
Yeah, he's it's like his first day out of high school, even though he's got to go to graduation ceremony next week, practice on Monday, I think, and Tuesday. Two different practices, one at high school, one at the college, and then I think Wednesday he actually graduated.
Awesome.
And then he'll be a free man till college.
Then you'll be dead to me, son.
So,
just kidding.
And then I'll have to try and spend as much of my dosh as I can until he's requiring every freaking spare penny, you know. But Dad, I need money. Met this girl. Get a job, son. That's what I did.
Save your money, son. Don't spend it on women.
And I really got to do that thing and paint my taps. I got to do that this week. Thanks, Stephen.
I've been using this little heater that Ree got me to take the edge off the little office space, but I just stick it in front of the minis, and they just dry.
I've got something like that. Oh man, my paint bottle exploded. I've got something like that in the restroom downstairs for when I take a shower because I'm a pussy, and if it gets cold, you know, I don't do well. But I should do that. Although I might just go and get a heat gun because there's some projects I've been thinking about using or doing that I could use one of those for. You ever used one?
At work, yeah, for soldering.
Yeah.
No good memories, huh?
Well, no, it's just more like you have like big embedded chips and you'd use the heat gun to kind of lift them off the board and stuff like that. But yeah, probably something like that. I mean, some people use a hairdryer.
Right.
You know,
I've seen that.
Anything's doing that, putting hot air out. I mean, you know, maybe a few of our guests could dry your minis. But yeah, it's been great because I don't have to sit around waiting for paint to dry. He's almost ready for me to dry brush him.
Nice.
Yeah.
I am working on right now. It's a sort of a warp hound of some sort from Dungeons and Lasers. I've also got like almost it's kind of like the Hound of Tyndalos kind of idea. I've got the same exact mini almost in my Shadows of Brimstone collection. Completely different game, different company, different like idea behind it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's the same freaking mini. And the two companies don't know each other exists. If that makes any sense.
So you're two
they're Well, I guess you could put it that way. That's funny. Um, but it's like doubling the number of those really nasty creatures that I can use now. And because these ones are actually in a 28 and the other ones are like 32, it's like I've got the pups and then the big ones. So that's kind of fun. I can throw lesser versions at like lower level characters where Jackie can't because I'll probably never use these actual miniatures. But yeah, a little moody mauve over a black primer, white zenithal, and I mean, all I have to do is the teeth and the spines, and I could literally call it a day. But no, I'm going to go over it with a um, probably a lavender, or what is this gay ass color over here? It's pastel lavender. Yeah. And there's one thing I don't like about these speed paint bottles. You see how it shows like three different colors,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
right here. It's only one. I don't know what they're talking about. It's like it's this one. It's the darker color. It's always going to be the darker color. Um,
I think they're trying to show
as
you
much as I
the
love them, a good half of them don't actually do the speed paint thing. They're just watery and thinner, which I love, and that's enough. But the whole uh, darker color in the crevices and lighter colors, the highlights, they don't always do that. That or I need to like shake them each bottle for like an hour to get them to really mix well. And who's got that kind of time? I certainly don't.
That's what you're supposed to do to babies, not paint bottles.
Yeah.
I guess the advertised thing is that they work straight out of the bottle, right? So they don't
I'm
always.
okay with that.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's ideal. That's ideal because most people just want to chuck some paint on. But
I have I have
I have to
old
thin
army
mine.
painter, old army painter paint that are as old as the show. I've got
Mhm.
Citadel paints that I haven't used in 3 years. Uh, army painter are usually the speed paints here are usually the only ones I can go and then use them. Everything else I've got to like stick in a stir. I use these knitting needles, and I'll just stick them in the bottle and stir it because everything's like collected at the bottom, or something like that. Or put them on the paint mixer, for a while. And the speed paints are the ones that I can usually just like shake up and go quick. I
Yeah,
need a bigger paintbrush. That will work.
yeah. I mean, I just naturally experiment with this stuff, so I always thin mine a tiny bit. Um, I often put like a drop of medium in there just to kind of make it flow a little bit better.
Hold on, I am going to raise your volume because I did not hear what you just said.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, I
So
was
what was
just
that you said?
saying. I was just saying that. I mean, maybe it's just because I naturally like experiment with these things a bit, but I always put a little bit of the thinner in there with the speed paint, and particularly with some colors. With some of the darker colors that dry very dark, I do put a little bit of the medium in there, and that helps.
This moody mauve is definitely one of those colors. It's quite dark, quite purpley, but
Yeah,
I tend to use it a lot. And now I can put it back where I got it. But yeah, I absolutely need to do that thing and primer all the caps white and then paint them with the paint that's inside them because it just seems like the way to go. So I can see what the hell I'm working on or
sure.
find the paint that I'm looking for. Um, the caps that Mac and Squirrel have are those are pretty choice, but I'm not going to go that far and spend money on the paint bottles. It's bad enough I'm going to have to spend what hours and hours doing that because I'm not even sure I'm going to do that because like I got to take the cap off long enough to primer it white, wait for it to dry, then put the cap back on, and then take them up here, squirt out a little paint, paint the cap in the color that the cap is,
Hmm.
and let it dry. And because it's a speed paint, you see all the little ridges in the bottle cap. Maybe not.
Yeah,
I'll see
yeah.
the rest.
You could always just take a big piece of cardboard and draw a grid on it and just like drop some speed paint onto every square and just make
I'm
it
sure.
what it was. You know, like
Well,
that's
the
just
way
what
I
I
have
would.
them set up, they're in boxes. I'll show you.
Mhm.
So I can't see the label, and I can
Right.
barely see, what's in there. Even like right on top of them, I can't tell what color's in the bottle. These ones I
I
can
mean,
for some reason. I'll
at this
show you.
point,
These ones.
I have so many paints that when I do a project, I put together a little paint set for what I'm working on, and then I put it back
Mhm.
into the collection and I'm done. Because otherwise, I just reach what's nearest, and that usually leads to mistakes. You know, that's usually when I'm not happy with the result. If I just grab whatever's in front of me and throw that on it, I'm always like, I should have done something else. You know,
Mhm. Yeah, I'm getting to find that I even though they're not my favorite colors, like that for example, like these guys right here. These are some of my favorite colors. Okay,
Okay.
the metallic blue and gold.
Oh yeah, no, those are always really cool.
But I paint certain things with like my favorite greens and my favorite blues or my favorite purples or whatever, and I keep using those even though I've got at least with like army painter I've got at least six different greens to work with, and a lot of times I just don't use them. I'll just like, I'm gonna I'm trying to mix it up when I'm doing monsters and things like that, but I tend to fall back on colors. And the bad thing with that is, like with the oh, that looks fantastic. You just call him done. Although he's got kind of a bison look to him, doesn't he?
yeah,
I
he
thought that's
does.
what he wanted.
He does. He
It's
Isn't
still
does.
that what
very
you?
very cool.
Yeah. Isn't that what you wanted?
Remember James when we were looking at that guy's uh, onion army or whatever that was?
Yeah, turnip 28.
Uh,
Was it?
yeah. Turnip. Thank you. Why did I say onion?
Yeah,
Um,
which is
and
crazy.
he had like a sort of a universal color scheme, uh, but at the same time, I could also see, like that scheme was mostly in the uniforms, but the actual faces and things like that, he would mix and match those colors to make them look different. Like when you're painting like a large group of people,
Yeah,
they're not all going to be a uniform skin color. Even if you're doing
yeah.
orcs or lizard men or something like that, you should mix up the flesh, whatever that is,
Especially
whether it's scales.
probably probably even more for fantasy figures because in my view, like I have a strong opinion about this almost, but like um all fantasy armies should look a bit chaotic. You know what I mean? Even the good guys should look a little bit like, you know, a real mix of like things. So,
Are
different
you
color
talking
or
like uniforms or skin tones?
well, either either anything that
Okay.
makes them look like a bit thrown together and fantastical. Like I hate being just restricted to like green or gray for orcs. Like I like throwing in some red orcs. They look really demonic,
Okay.
or
I definitely do that with my. As a matter of fact, the original Hero Quest skeletons.
Mhm.
That are holding that scythe, the old
Yeah,
school
yeah.
ones. One of my very first experiments in painting was, I learned, okay, paint them black, dry brush them white, and then each and every one of them is a different color. I even made one red, and I'm like, okay, this is going to look kind of, like crappy, right? And it actually looks
Yeah,
terrifying, like
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's blood. I mean, it really
yeah, yeah.
looks like, oh my god, they just ripped the flesh off that guy like 8 minutes ago. He's still
I saw
bloody.
someone
Yeah.
who I saw someone who kit bashed like a whole Necron army in a real kind
Take
of
care,
like
Steven. I'll see you maybe tomorrow.
cyber kind of way.
Uh,
You know what I mean? Like they had a lot of like blood and guts coming out of the Necrons, and they did have red Necrons, and they did look extra scary for some reason. So
yeah.
it works.
Oh,
It works.
I love me so. I bought Jackie this great box of Necrons when GW first opened down the street from my house. It's got that big spider walker, a bunch of Necrons, a
Yeah, yeah,
leader, some
yeah,
scarabs, whatever. I
yeah.
paid $100 right before Christmas, and it's
Mhm.
still in the box, nothing clipped. The only thing that's missing is the cellophane wrap. You know, and
Yeah,
every once
yeah,
in a while we'll look at it. And it's like, oh, I want to paint these, and I'm like, I want you to paint them too, buddy. But then they go right back on the shelf.
Well,
There is probably
maybe
like,
during holiday time you can bust it out.
yep.
You know,
Hmm.
now that
I'm
everything's
tempted. Between you, me, and the lamppost, I'm tempted to just buy the box set again and just do it myself. Because I freaking Necrons are like,
if
I
you're
mean,
talking
it's
about the
genius.
combat patrol box, I think that's pretty much still around. You can still get that for
I
sure.
don't
So
know. I'd have to look at. I think it was 40K, but
yeah,
uh, I've seen so many, like colorful Necron paint jobs, where you'll, paint them gold and then with a speed
yeah,
paint or a contrast paint over them, and you get a really nice metallic color instead of using a metallic color. Um,
yeah,
but I was thinking about it when I first saw them. 40K is supposed to be fantasy battles in space,
Right.
okay?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, the Necrons are basically their undead army in space, and it's freaking genius. Everybody thinks it's like a Terminator ripoff or whatever. Like, no, no, it would have still happened if Terminator never existed, because what better way do you get like a high tech undead army? And why wouldn't you
I
make
quite
them look
like.
like skeletons?
Yeah, I quite like Necrons. I mean, you know, look, the lore has changed so many times since I was a kid that I would probably
Hmm.
not be able to tell you anything about them. It's like with Doctor Who. Like, if you ask me about old school Doctor Who, I can tell you quite a bit. But like anything new, it's all beyond me, man. Like, you know.
Hmm.
But this is the second
Same
going
here.
over with the white over the bone, and you can kind of see a bit more definition now.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
And then dark
chunky.
red, dark red seems to work well. I'm hoping it really just kind of warms up the colors a bit.
That's
Dark
got
red,
you know uh that's got all the detail you need.
yeah,
I know GW or even Archon, because they're really doing that a lot now. Like
yeah.
oversaturating the minis with details that nobody wants to paint and nobody appreciates when you've done a good job. You know, with
Well,
all the little.
it depends on your kind of like mindset. Like, I would say that like people like Warlord or War Games Atlantic or Victrix or a lot of the other
Mm,
companies really do stuff in this like you can tell they have wargamers in mind. Whereas some of the kits are more like for the kind of people who build Gundams and stuff like that. They're like just a bit too fiddly for me. But like it's more like a modeling thing, I guess. I think some of those Archon Studios kits are very much like I think they come across to me like the kind of thing you get in a diorama kit or
mhm.
something like that. They're very complex kits.
They uh, they make some models that are perplexing to say the least. Uh,
Yeah,
the way they slice the original to get it on the sprue. These just weird uh, angles and things like that. You have to glue things together. I've got this mini right here. Perfect example. Okay, it's this spider lady, like a Drider, Lolth
Yeah.
or something. And there's the stone that she's supposed to be standing on. For the life of me, I can't figure out how to put her on it. It's been sitting here for 3 years, two Kickstarters, maybe even 4 years.
Mhm.
I don't know exactly where to freak. I mean, I probably just got lucky and put it on perfect right now. I have no idea how it's supposed to sit on here, and it almost looks like it
Yeah.
did the sphere wrong arm too.
Whereas
Wow.
if I open a box of Warlord guys, I'm just sticking on heads and arms and shields and posing those, and still feeling like I could do hit bashing and modeling, but not feel it. Like I remember the last 40k thing that I bought. Like I tried subscribing to Combat Troll magazine, but even before that, I bought a board game of theirs that had like an Ogren in it, and the foot, like the left foot of the Ogren alone, had 3 pieces, and I was just like, this is not very enjoyable.
No, that's sometimes I think they forget about this. Like, look, I know you're catering towards a certain group, but could you cater towards people who actually want to just play?
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, to someone who's like really into like, etched model kits and stuff like that, they're like, they want something that takes 40 hours to build. Whereas to me, that sounds like a kind of nightmare that would give me like terrible arthritis. You know? So yeah, like my needs are different. I need to like spit out like, 24 Dark Ages Spearmen by next Wednesday, sort of thing. Like it's
Now,
different.
I
Different
noticed
use.
that that Minotaur, that's for Hero Quest, which is a revamping of the old original Milton Bradley game, right out of the friggin'
Yep.
box. You're done. You know what I mean? You don't
Yep.
need to do shit. It was probably in a
Yeah.
brown plastic, right?
Great, but yeah,
But
Okay.
you know
more or
what?
less.
That same thing applied to the to Space Hulk, even the GW version that
Yep.
they brought out, 15 years ago. It's like, well, yeah, not only the sculpt's cool, but
Hey, squirrel.
they're, but they're also interesting, which I think sometimes
Yeah,
we forget about.
I always tell people like, if you really can't paint for some reason, either take 2 contrasting rattle cans and like just give it a coat of one color and then spray it from above with a contrasting color,
Mm-hmm.
or paint it one color like a metallic or something and then just throw a wash over it, and
Yeah.
like that's I can still play against that and still have some immersion compared to just totally bare plastic. You know what I mean? Like, and I can recognize things a bit more easily if they're picked out in paint. But yeah, like a color in a wash, or a few colors in a wash, or painting that one color and then picking out the weapons with like metallic marker pen or something, that's fine.
Mhm.
If it's really beyond you, like absolutely. Like I just hate playing with completely naked armies. Like I don't enjoy it. I'm
Yeah,
looking to be a barbarian.
I feel attacked. No, it's just
what's up, squirrel? You want to pop in? The links in the chat. Uh, Squirrel, did you get the email about the Splinter Light Kickstarter, 15 mil dwarves? Uh, I was like, dwarves? They said, oh, but we're gonna have other armies available. I'm like, okay, good, because like the dwarves are like the last army I would ever buy. Just literally the last army. Just oh.
Me, it
Hey, unless I
depends.
want them as
I really
unless I want them as the
I
bad
really like
guys.
I really like chaos dwarves. Like I like evil dwarves, and I like I generally like what GW
Hey,
do to
Janet.
dwarves, like the kind of
Same
good
thing, Janet. You
humid.
want to hang out with a bunch of old farts? The link's there. We're just talking about painting and minis and goofy crap like that. Did I bring that color out? I did not.
Duality,
Okay.
man.
Yeah.
Cleaning my brushes.
Aren't you? Or did Bruce's game just end? Is that what happened? I went and said hi to you guys earlier today, but you guys were deep in the thick of it. I think just getting started. Got to hand it to Bruce, man. He's been running those marathon Saturday games as long as I've known him. Hell, I remember looking at some of his older videos. Uh, you do not paint. Why not? I bet you'd love it. With as crafty as you are with all the other things, one of these days, gonna have to send you a care package, some minis, some paints. Let you go nuts. Did you ever do? You remember Janet back in the day, uh, like ceramic, where you go to the shop and you get like a ceramic thing and just paint it, with the poster paints. We had this
Yeah.
place across the street from my house when I was a kid called Funky Junk, and it was nothing but ceramic doodads. Uh, Back when those busts were really popular of the pirates and the Gorton's fishermen and stuff like that, and I used to love those things. Oh man, those were so much fun. Before I uh, even did miniatures or models or any of that.
That was a big thing down here when I was a kid. Um, there was some kind of business where they do like a kid's birthday party and they'd give them like plaster cast of like Batman or something to take home and
Mm-hmm.
paint. You know,
They
yeah, we
still
did quite
do
a bit
that
of
at
those.
Hobby Lobby, but now they've gone from plaster to like a rubbery plastic with one of those
Uh-huh.
strips of paint by number paints,
Hmm.
and like a little instruction book. It'll be like Batman or that little Yoda looking thing, not Yoda, but the baby Yoda,
Yeah, yeah,
whatever.
That's
yeah.
the
In a
Grogu.
box.
Yoda Junior,
I don't know. I don't pay any attention to that crap.
Yoda
Uh,
the younger.
yeah. I still love Splinter Light. Bit too detailed for your taste. Okay. Okay. I thought they were like one of your go-to guys. Um, if they make a Lizard Man army or a decent undead army, because they sent me the playtest material for their newest 15 millimeter game, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be a playtester, no problem. Send me the rules, and then I'll grab a couple armies, and then they did, and all they had were like humans and orcs and dwarves. And I'm like, what about undead? What about lizardmen? What about elves? What about dark elves? Well, those are
Well,
coming later. Well, let me know when you
they
get
do
that
all of
done.
they do all of that. You could buy like boxed armies of all of those guys currently from their website, but they just don't have it in
This
there.
was
They don't have the rules for it though.
yeah.
They haven't like incorporated it into their game, which is a shame because they're really nice figures for that scale. Like they have heaps of
Mhm.
personality.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I would be all if they did like what I thought they were doing or what I seem to remember they were doing was like a kind of an Egyptian kind of undead army. You know,
they have
I would
both. They have
I
both.
would
They've, they've got everything. They've got like there's like 4 different undead armies on there that you can buy. Like I like the garden gnomes the most. They're just awesome. They have like
I would start making pyramids.
snail riding knights and stuff.
Hey, guess who joined us? The class to join up. Hey Janet, how you
Hello.
doing?
Hey
Lovely to see
guys.
you. I have got I've got this mold. It's a Hearst Arts mold. It's about this big. I've got a bunch of them. And you pour in dental plaster, wait like 5 minutes, and it's like dental plaster hard. I mean, it's awesome. Stuff's called Merlin's
Mhm.
Magic, and then you just glue the stuff together. And I've got this really cool mold. One's robots that we had a lot of fun with, but this one it's like space Egypt,
Mhm.
like pyramids, but all the bricks have like this weird sort of, it's like a hieroglyphic, but it looks almost like circuitry, so it's like something you would see from the movie Stargate, remember, with
Yeah.
all that weird high-tech Egyptian stuff. And I would just go nuts. I would just make a whole table of desert terrain with green and black glowing pyramids and stuff. It would be awesome. So what are you up to, Janet? What are you crafting these
Well, we
days?
just finished our game, and I when you were talked about painting and stuff, I was just going to show you a little bit of what I do. See this bag?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
It's crocheted, but I
Oh
make it
my.
out of these. I cut these up like
Plastic
this.
bags.
Yeah, Walmart bags, Dollar General, whatever.
You
And I
see, we
make.
don't have those anymore. We're not
I
allowed
know
to have those. They're too
we
dangerous for
do,
us.
and then I cut them up. I roll up stuff. I call it yarn, plastic yarn, and then I crochet it into this.
Oh my
That's pretty
God.
cool, Jim.
Yeah, and I make all different kinds of bags, all different kinds, and I've made like placemats, all kinds of stuff. So it's 100% recycled, and I
That's
don't have
kind
a
of awesome.
pattern, so they're all different. Every one of them looks different than another one, and they're all different
Let me
colors
ask you.
depending
Let me
on.
ask you. Um, do you know how to take a 2 liter bottle and turn it into cordage?
Yeah, but you should get you need a stripper or something that's
Yeah.
going to cut it really small. I do this by hand on myself.
Okay.
So see, I have like Lowe's bags, Kroger bags that are gray,
I haven't
yellow
seen one of
Dollar
those in like
General.
over a year. They took all the plastic bags from
What
us,
state are you in?
California.
Oh, that's why. See, you can't do it. But
Yeah.
see, the thing is,
Most
if they could
places
take
do it.
people and teach them how to crochet, this is all single crochet, very simple, and how to cut the bags and stuff up, they could make something out of it. Because I used to make mats too. You could make them real big for camping. I make
Mhm.
them for guys, and they lay them on the ground and change the oil on their vehicle, or and you can wash it off with a hose and hang it up to dry and put it back in your car. But just don't leave this in your car when it's 112, 114, because it will, get melted together. So
Oh, really?
it is plastic. It's 100% plastic. It's made out of plastic bags. So,
Huh.
but they're recycled. Plus, I take T-shirts like this and I make, over the shoulder bags and stuff out of them. So.
Do you sell that stuff on Etsy or anything like that?
Well, not really. When I was living in New Orleans, I would go to the quarter and sell them. I sold T-shirts. I could make quilts, and I do that now for specialty. Like I just made, like 5 months ago was the last one I finished. Maybe it wasn't even that long. 3 months ago, someone I knew had their father died, and they had 5 kids. So they collected huge bags of sweatshirts, T-shirts, and stuff, and I made some quilts for them out of T-shirts and stuff. So
Nice.
I could send you some pictures if you want me to on Discord.
Yeah, throw them in my.
And then you can share 'em.
I've got a craft section on my Discord,
Yeah.
and all the
Sorry,
guys
I got
check
my
that stuff out.
avatar from my gaming person on there. But hold on,
Neat.
I'll get on there and send you a couple of pictures.
Person.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
really
squirrel.
that's really crafty. That's really crafty. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
I
you
was
could break
a
into
tomboy
like
too.
RPG
My
dice
daughter-
bags or something.
And yeah, but I see a lot of people said, well, you can make them different colors. You just buy the plastic, and make it whatever. And I'm like, well, that defeats the purpose of it being recycled. It's because I'm using bags that people bring me. What's funny is I had that bag I showed you. That's like 16 years old. And I had a lady said, I want a
Really?
bag like that. Yeah, I want a bag like that. And I said, well, if I make one this big, it's going to probably cost you $65 to $85. Well, that's expensive. And I said, well, if you cut up the Plarn for me, then I'll only charge you $45. Okay, I'll do that. So she starts cutting up. She didn't even make one ball of Plarn, and she said, forget it, because that's the work. It's cutting them all
Yeah.
up, and you
It's
making
cheap
the
when you think.
balls.
It's
Yeah,
cheap when you think about your time. Like if your time was
yeah.
billed at
They
like
don't want to
even
put the
like
time into it.
$15 an hour or something, like, or even $10 an hour, you would still.
Yeah.
It's still pretty generous pricing, right? So,
But
but
yeah,
it's
I
good
do.
to reuse stuff like that. Shadow's really big on using junk to build terrain and
yeah.
stuff
I've
like
got a.
that.
Oh God, that reminds me. Let me get this book real quick. I'm gonna show you this book because I'm thinking about doing something. Yeah, I found it. It's right here. Hold on. I'm gonna show it in a second. Let me put this picture in there real quick first, and then I'll show you this book that I'm gonna start doing some maybe a couple
Thanks, Squirrel.
streams using it because I think it's cool. I found it at my dad's. Hold on. I'm going through all my. I'll send you some pictures of stuff that I've made. This here, I'll send you this one. Hopefully, it'll go through to Discord. It'll work.
Just on what Squirrel just said, Kurosan are beautiful, beautiful miniatures for 15 mil. Like they have
Really?
such a good range. If you want sci-fi stuff and sci-fi vehicles and stuff like that, check them out. Particularly,
Okay,
like,
now I gotta write.
you would dig,
Got
you
my
would dig them.
sheet
They do a
out.
lot of
I'm taking them.
historicals. They do a lot of historicals. They do some 28 mil. They do some 6 mil, but it's mostly 15 mil across like pulp, fantasy, historical, sci-fi, everything. They're great. They're really good. Anyway, carry on, Janet. My apologies.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm going through. I got to go all the way to my crafting because I don't have everything in there, but I try to put everything in there.
I
But,
bought a rule book the other day, and I've turned the house upside down looking for this thing. I swear to God, like the fairies have made off with it. Like it's been gremlinized.
You hate that. I absolutely hate that.
I keep a reasonably. I keep my space tidy, so like you'd think I'd be able to find stuff, but no, it just disappears into the dimensional pocket sometimes.
my obsessive compulsive behavior is legendary. I have spent an entire weekend tearing a house apart looking for a single freaking miniature. Never to find it. I mean, looking in like literally like even looking in the refrigerators. I know it's not there, but I gotta look. Just gotta mark it off the list.
I
It's not
found
there.
I always find weird stuff that I don't remember buying. Like when we first moved here, Ree was like, "Oh, there's a big box of miniatures here that you must have missed." And there was some cool like 15 mil fantasy stuff in there, but I was like, when did I decide to buy like American War of Independence figures in 3 millimeters?
Really?
Holy heck!
Wow.
It's just like a tiny little strip of bumps with like bayonets. I was like, how stoned was I when I made that purchase? Like,
I'm going to say very much so. We were talking about that
I
the
was
other
like,
night. I could
make the
actually
world
get into.
tiny.
I could actually get into playing the American Revolution. I might learn a thing or two, but I also realized I'm not painting. I'm not painting grains of rice.
No,
Just not doing
No. You just slap a little color on them, and magically, you've got everything.
well, I think the trick at that size is you paint them with inks and let the inks run into the detail.
Oh yeah.
No.
I'm still not doing it. 6 mil is
Yeah,
my limit.
I was like 3 mil. Like, what the heck? Is that the 6 mil that like midgets play with or something? Like,
I don't know.
I would only play 3 mil, but with a giant like inflatable dice that you have to roll across the table.
You got to have something in there.
Just
That's
to bamboozle your opponent, you have like different sizes of furniture. Like I'm a big guy, I'll sit on a little children's chair. I'll be like, "Your move." You know.
Oh, that's terrible. That's funny, but
It's true.
I'm having a lot of fun lately with, um, like painting the miniature bases like really wild colors
Hmm.
with these weird abominations. Like I've painted almost everything with like a what's it called? Come on, where is it? Raging Sea. It's sort of this like blue green, uh, teal almost color. I'm really digging it. It's like here, I'll show you. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it's like a
Nice.
blue green for these like weird insect swarms
Any
to
any
get
colors on
that.
that? Any colors on that continuum, like blue through to green? I like love them. Um, John Blanche, the 40K illustrator.
Yeah, yeah.
People are like, "How do you sum up your style?" And he goes, "Oh, I just try to avoid using blue. That's it." And they're like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because it fades in daylight." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But
That makes
All right.
sense.
I guess
Sure.
I can
Sure.
never paint in that style. I can never paint in that style because like I like everything I do is like blue or green or a mixture of blue
Well,
and green.
I did submit. I did these dark elves. Check it out. Let's see if I can. They're they're drow. They live underground. So I painted the ground. You can't really see it. Dang it. Maybe this will help. It'll probably freaking wash it out. Oh, geez, no, that's yellow. Um, because I was thinking that they live underground, and anything that grows is going to be like a moss or a lichen or a fungi, and I wanted to get that kind of sort of like what do you call it? Phosphorescent kind of look, like an unnatural,
Yep,
plant life.
coral,
You know, because
like
any
coral.
light, like yeah, that's a yeah. So that it has color, but it's never gonna be. It's always gonna be a cold color, like a blue, a purple, a gray, to make it look like it's growing in black light, neon, not the neon conducive black light kind of effect, and
Mhm.
and so now like all these weird creatures are all getting like blues and teals and green bases instead of your and not like grass green, but like weird neon glowy green, Mars attacks green versus a warmer pine green or Lincoln
Yep.
green. It's all these weird blues and turquoise and it really actually is it's kind of neat, a departure from usually my bases are sand or gravel or you know uh, stone dungeon work, like cobblestone
I
and things
found
like
a
that.
really good. I found a really good like tub of gravel that like is just perfect for like Hero Quest. It's just grey, slatey kind of colored gravel. I don't have to do anything to it. I can just glue it on and hit the model with a dull coat to keep it on, and like that's it. You know, like
Mhm.
um,
I have to find
I
this mini. Speaking of coral, I got not is kind of like a mermaid, I want to say, but she's a
Mhm.
Reaper miniature, and she's sculpted so it looks like she's swimming, right?
Yeah.
I created coral to help cover like a little mistake by just taking super glue and sand. I would make a little pile of sand, right, and glue it on the base, and then when it dried, I'd add some more super glue, and then move it around in the bucket of sand, and bring it out, and it would get a little bit bigger. Wait till it dry. Keep doing it until it got bigger and bigger and bigger. When I was done painting it, Jackie thought that was actually part of the sculpture. He didn't know
Nice.
what work I had gone into it, and it really, really turned out freaking sweet. Let me see if I might have it up here. And then I painted it orange, and it really, really turned out. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Right here. I don't know if you'll be able to. Yeah, she's not a mermaid. She's a. Uh,
Person of the sea.
Yeah, but that orange stuff right there is just sand and super glue.
Nice.
And this is supposed to be Brian's one of Brian's two characters. Here, let me do this in my D and
Looks
D
like
game.
a naiad or a water sylph of some kind, or a sea elf, maybe.
Yeah. Sea elf. That's what it's supposed to be, I think. And I was so proud because like you can't really see here. I'll try to take a picture and post it. It turned out freaking because it's all in weird shapes. Like this protrusion right here, that's just sand super glued randomly. Right here, it doesn't look like much, but it's like it's defying gravity because it's just sand. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and one of these days I got to send it off to Brian, but I don't know where he is. You heard from him, Moment?
Yeah, yesterday he asked me about a job. And I said, hey, unfortunately, we're still in the government freeze, but we need people. They just have to open up jobs.
That's annoying, isn't it? When you have to wait for government recruitment. I've been offered jobs by the government in the past where I've been like 6 months into another job, like in the private sector. I'm like,
That's pretty.
thanks for getting back to me.
Sadly enough, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
Not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's pretty normal.
Yeah. I'm like, well, in the interim, I decided that I really like food, and so I got a job somewhere else.
I really like food.
He's not joking.
I enjoy having a roof.
Yeah.
Well, I sent you some pictures, but here's that book I was talking about.
Okay, hold on. Let me blow you up.
See, it's uses for ordinary things.
You know what? I think I have that book.
I found it at my dad's, and I was going through it, and I was like,
show that again. Show that again. I'm almost positive I have that book.
It's from the Reader's Digest, and my dad collected all kinds of old books, and I found this, but this got some really cool shit in it. So I'm thinking about grabbing some of the stuff that's in this and showing people how to use stuff that you might have just laying around your house and do something with it,
Well, I have a craft challenge going on right now for the channel where you make something for like the game table, like a statue or a hill with trees on it or some, just out of junk, stuff that you might have around the house, and you're more than welcome to play along. There is a prize, rather neat prizes this month. I'll send you the
this
video.
cool thing. Crafting Gamer made this for me and sent it to me. It's my dice tower because
I see that.
I dressed up as him for our movie review with the suspenders and everything, and so he made this and sent it to me. And see, it comes apart.
I made one out of is it a Pringles can?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. It's beautiful.
I made one out of a Pringles can last year, and it works. I never use it, but it works. And it was for a craft challenge with me and another buddy of mine. We always do this Orktober challenge, and mine it was just half-assed. I mean, I made a Pringles can dice tower. He made this giant freaking orc tank out of just plastic card and bottle caps that looks like professional. I'm just like, you win this round, man. I'll get you next year. It's just like ask Omen. He's seen his work. It's
everybody
freaking
has
amazing.
something,
Yeah. I've got shorter and shorter attention span.
Well, I showed my brother some stuff that I had painted, and he was like, man, I got some catching up to do. And then I go see the guy that I'm supposed to be playing some Dark Ages stuff with, and he shows me stuff that he's painted, and I'm like, man, I got some catching up to do. So it's a sliding scale, right? Like,
and the guy he learns from is like, some sort of, extraterrestrial or something. Because some of these people, man, I don't know. I'm I'm okay. I can do a thing or two, but there are people out there.
I always tell my brother that that like because like a 14-year-old kid can win Golden Demon now, and like the standard of painting has jumped so high, I was like, it's almost pointless trying to pursue that kind of perfection. It's almost better to develop your own style and like paint things in more of a slightly abstract way and a more expressive kind of way. Like I look at Calvinoni's painting and I always come back to it because he's got his own style, like lots of heavy washes. It's a little bit darker and grimier. There's a lot of blending of colors. The palette is always restrained. They use interesting undercoats for like speed paints and stuff like that. You know, he experiments a little bit, and he still abstracts the model because it's going to be 6 feet away from you most of the time anyway. You know what I mean? So it's got to be recognizable and impactful, like simple with weathering and stuff like that. That's almost better to me now than these display pieces. I mean, those people are really talented, don't get me wrong, but I have no hope of ever getting to that level. So I'm like trying to develop my own style, you know, like.
Yeah, but you're never supposed to get to that level, I guess is the point.
Yeah, true.
Well, I think what you have to do is you literally have to find a crossroads at midnight. Make a deal with the devil.
It's definitely something you can teach. Like if you follow every step that they show you in these videos, you will more or less get there eventually. But it's like it's a lot of hours. You know?
And a lot of muscle memory and practice. You know, like with anything, you know, like playing the piano. You know, you can say, you know, I could never do that, but if you sit down and hammer it out and practice, you know,
you'll be good.
You'll
never be great. You know, that was the. You know,
my brother taught himself piano pretty.
Well, there is one picture I sent you. It's a video. It's real short, but it's at the very bottom of the last one I sent, and it was one of those bead art pictures that I made for someone in Arizona, and they wanted different people on it. Now, what I did is I bought figures to go under each of the characters of the picture I made for them. And 2 of them I couldn't find cheap enough to make it worth my while, right? Because one was Ultron and the other was Deadpool, and they wanted like $200 for a little 3-inch
Look at this one, guys.
I hand painted 2 of those out of some what we call Venom agents. I repainted them and made them into Deadpool and Ultron, and I put them in the shadow box in the video I sent. It's one of the last pictures I sent you. I made that.
Okay, let me go to that one so I can show everybody what you're talking about. I saw that one. I'm like, that's freaking amazing.
Yeah, I only make one of any of these pictures, so there's only one. I'm only gonna make it a one-time picture. And there's another one. I don't know if I was able to send it. Let me look again. It's a mother and daughter. They're I made it for the husband and the dad because his wife and daughter passed, and I took a photo and made it on canvas for him out of the bead art. Let me see if I can.
Hold on, I'm going to show him the video you sent. This is amazing. Check this out, guys. That's
if you
freaking
go back
awesome.
a little bit, you can see the Ultron doll, at the bottom, and the Deadpool one, and those are the ones I painted by hand because I I framed that one for a guy, and then that one though of the Enterprise, that's mine. It's mine. I have my uniform on a mannequin next to it and stuff in my office.
And that's bead art, you say?
Yeah, it's made out of little crystals, and they're squares, the little square things, and I've just sent you another one with a Mandalorian. I haven't mailed that yet. I got it
That's
wrapped.
freaking amazing.
Yeah, if you can zoom
That's
in on the
amazing.
picture, can you zoom in or not?
Yeah.
Keep zooming in.
No, that's as much as they'll let me.
Oh, darn. Too bad. See, you can see their individual little
I
pixels,
think
basically.
this
But
counts as paint shop. Surely.
I made Az's logo and mailed it to him, you know, from Heel versus Babyface.
Yep.
Mhm.
I made Doomcock one, mailed it to him.
I'm waiting for mine.
Nerdrotic. Well, send me your logo. I have to have at
I
least
did.
4. I have to have 4 to get a good price on it. And
I sent it to you. Hold on.
oh, you did on my email or
Yeah.
to Discord?
Discord. I can hold
Because
on.
the better quality picture, the better for the beads and stuff. The color matching.
It's so
Did you see
it's
the
so
one I
simple.
made for Bear and it got destroyed basically.
Yeah.
Completely crushed.
Yeah, that was a tragedy.
And then there's one of a skull, a vampire skull, and I put it inside of a frame to mail to him. He was in Minnesota, and it opens like a casket. And he put it in his office with a purple light on it. It turned out really cool. He wants one with a gargoyle. He wants me to make him one with a gargoyle on it.
Write this down, Janet. On January 6th of this year, I sent you the logo.
Okay,
It's right above the
I'll
picture.
go look. I'll go look.
Bear's
It's been a little
broken
bit
logo.
because I've been real
It's
busy
simple.
trying to finish the stuff I was on. But it's all right. It won't take me that long once I get the stuff. But then up in there is another picture I've made. Tote bags out of chicken feed bags. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I'm scrolling down.
I would
to it.
sell those
Yeah, it's
when I,
right.
like I said, like farmers markets, things like that.
Hold on.
And I think the Mandalorian picture's on. And then I got one of the Green Goblin, a picture I made of the Green Goblin. Yeah, those are some of the bags I've made crochet out of plastic bags. Those are made out of plastic.
It doesn't look like it. It really doesn't look like it from here.
I know when I would have the table set up with different bags on it, with little tiers and stuff like that, and I had some trees with bags hanging on it, people would walk by and I'd say, "That's made out of plastic," and they went, "What?" I said, "Those are recycled bags," and they went, "What?" And they grab it and they go, "Oh my God, it is made out of plastic." I sold a lot that way because they just think it's a crochet, that it's out of yarn. I'm like, no, it's plastic. It's 100% recycled. But it takes a while, to make them. So let's see, what was the other
I was
one?
watching. Oh, here's the Mandalorian. I was watching a video about the Depression. I've been watching a lot of videos about the Great Depression lately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. Just to learn tricks on survival and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, that's poster size, like at the movie theater. That's how big it is.
Hey, it looks like some of the artwork I passed by in Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I only make one. I'll make one that's made by me. So let's see. I'm trying to find one of my t-shirt bags because I use the sleeves and I make a pocket inside, and then I take the other sleeve and I make a little drawstring bag so you can put stuff in it, and it hangs in there. That way you can take your stuff out and drop it. It won't fall away because it's tied into the bag. And then I put beads on it or make different styles. And it's 100% from, here's one. I got 2. I'm going to send you 2 pictures. It's a Crown Royal t-shirt and a Jesus Freak t-shirt that I made into 2 different bags. And the tags that you see on them, I call them tea bags. I thought it was kind of funny, but I'll let you see it.
This Crown Royal one is classic.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do a lot of them
anymore.
Special for people because they have a shirt that doesn't fit them anymore, but they don't want to get rid of it. They love it, so I make them something useful out of it. See, they can keep it.
I got a bunch of concert shirts like that. I will never fit into them because I'm no longer 16, but I still have them.
Let me see. I was trying to find one. Did I send you any of the quilts that I made?
I don't think so.
Okay. Oh, here's one. It's too big. I don't think I'm gonna be able to send it to you because I don't have nitro.
Yeah, I don't either.
Oh, it went through. It's a crocheted American flag that I made for a veteran, and it's foldable to where it folds exactly because it's the right shape and size of a real flag. And I individually crocheted each of those stars on both sides. So he loved it. He used to have it in his office. Yeah, I'm pretty crafty. I love. Oh, I'm gonna send you one or two of my Lego things that I've done because I've done lots of Lego streams where I built things. So
Can
let's
you see
see.
this, guys? That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
And nobody does that stuff anymore. Growing up, my grandma and my aunt, they're always doing something like that. Always. You know,
I have four
and
sisters,
I go into
and I
Hobby
was the
Lobby
tomboy,
and
and I'm the only one that does this stuff. And I wasn't
So
even
Jen,
girly in high school. I used to ride in rodeos and shit.
it's
So, I'm just glad I was
Jen,
able to have my mom teach me how to crochet and how to
can I
sew and
just
all that stuff.
can I
So,
just ask if people want to reach out to you and get stuff done, what's the best? If someone wants to commission you for something like that, what's the best way of getting in touch with you?
either through my Discord on
hey
X
Julia.
or on my YouTube channel, because right on my YouTube channel has my address and stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. So people can,
Mm-hmm.
send me letters or whatever and ask me questions. So,
Because I'm sure.
If you want to put the link in private chat, I will then post it so people can get a
okay.
hold of you. Uh,
I'm
if
sure people would
you're
be interested. I'm sure there would be
amenable.
people out there
Uh,
who want
Yeah. Yeah.
want them.
welcome from Germany, Julia. Nice to see you. So we're just showing off our own crafty talents. Except Omen,
Oh,
he
shit.
never shares, never
It's
writes
fun.
anymore.
I do
I'm
it
not.
for fun. I do it for relaxation. And what I'm doing right now is my social life. I play all day on Saturday, and then tomorrow I'll be doing movie review. So, and Friday is my Friday night shit show. So this is it. This is what I do
Yeah, it was a good
for
show
my
last night.
entertainment.
It was a good show last night. I I'm trying to like you notice I'll come by and say hi to Bruce and you guys. There's a bunch of people that I've known for a long time, and for like a year I was like not very social. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
fix that. Um,
Good.
say hi to people and help them out. I saw Eric Tenkar this afternoon or this evening right before this show, and I'm like, he was I could hear it in his voice. He's like, he's like he wanted to say where the hell you been, because I was when he does his Saturday Gamers Health
Yeah.
show. I was like one of the first people who watched that show, like in the very beginning. He'd have like three people, maybe five people watching that show. Gamers Health. Nobody wants to talk about their health. But I saw what he was doing, him and Rach, and I would watch, and then I kind of, faded away doing other stuff, and it's good to see that he's still doing that even after all these years. Him and his wife, just looking out for us. We're not getting any younger.
Well, one thing I do like that he did was he said, because everyone's like, well, YouTube's dying. I can't make any money. He's like, yeah, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm like, oh, I know. It's if you're doing it for the
Yep.
love, then you don't worry about the money. Otherwise, you're chasing
Right.
it down, and it's
Right.
gonna, You're getting that constant.
You're gonna be disappointed. If you were gonna make it, you would have
Well, I'm
done
not saying
so
that they
already.
aren't.
Kind of
I'm not saying they aren't
mentality.
because I know that they are, sabotaging stuff. It's just, if you have other revenue sources, which and what I'm saying is merchandising and other stuff like that, then you should be fine. It's just I think too often they got used to, well, I'll make this money on YouTube and this is going to be forever, and boy, it's a lot of work.
I was reading a study last week about people who do things like what we do, crafting, painting, things with our hands
Yeah.
for fun, or even if it's like recycling something and turning it into something else. Believe it or not, actually has a positive effect on your health because it affects your mental health, and if your mental health is, you know, even or even great, then that makes your body feel better, and if your body feels better, it for the most part is
Oh,
better.
yeah.
It's healthier. It's not being stressed. It's not worrying. It's not freaking out. Even just like rearranging your cupboard in a creative new way to get more space, or taking like glass jars and reusing them, but like decorating the lids, or stupid things like that. Not really stupid, but simple things like that can actually have a positive outlook or effect, excuse me, on your health. A lot of like housewives that are, you know, at home doing those things. Dude, you're just cranking that guy out. That is really nice.
Coming along.
How are you going to do the axe?
I've done it.
Okay. You gonna give it a any like magical effect,
Uh,
or anything like that, or just blood and
well,
gore, or just maybe shine up the
I'm gonna
edge?
basically paint most of the rest of it like 2 or 3 shades of brown and a couple of shades of red. But when everything's dry, I am probably going to run a bit of a green wash over the metallics, just to kind of add a little
Okay.
bit of verdigris kind of thing. But
Okay, yeah, I picked up. I just actually used verdigris for the very first time, but not on anything metal. I actually used it on this guy's tentacle legs. You can't really tell because I then went over it with a yellow for some
no,
reason.
it looks good. It looks good.
But I have some brass. I have some brass golems and things like that.
I'm a
That I'm gonna go over and give little.
I'm pretty average painter, but I really have learned in the last couple of months that it doesn't matter. Like painted is better than unpainted. You know what I mean? Like even if you just crank out some guys and they're just average, and you're just like, yeah, they're okay. It's a million times better than unpainted, honestly. Yeah, that looks great.
I have absolutely no idea what this thing is or what it's called, but I know that one of Jackie's friends is playing a jellyfish
Okay.
type character. So this is the
Well, that's
miniature he
cool.
uses.
Right.
Nice.
Bronze the axe, just saying. What? James painting something? Hey, Mini Warmut.
Well, I sent
Yeah, it's
you a
like
couple more pictures.
Julia, I've heard.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
Okay, all right. Okay, send us your link.
Oh, I did
for
in the
your,
private
when
chat.
you're
That was
selling
my
stuff.
my YouTube. I've got videos on there of a
You
lot
don't
of the things
see.
I've done, and I have my other channels on there because I do voiceovers, and different stuff like that,
Yeah,
and my address.
it could be a growl. Janet, there's nothing in the private chat.
All right, let me copy it again. Hopefully it'll work.
And then I'll copy it, put it in the regular chat.
Oh, I guess I didn't push send. So stupid.
There you go.
Sorry,
It's
I am
okay. I've
tired,
done worse. I've done worse.
but
I've done far worse on this show. Not as bad as that one guy, but I've made some dumb mistakes.
penis gate.
Oh, shit.
Welcome to the show, Mini Warmut. Long time no see. Julia, I always heard that dentistry was very, very stressful. Uh, so much so that the self deletion rate amongst that profession is like one of the highest. Not to bring the show down. So come over here and hang out and laugh with us, so you never ever feel like doing something like that. Now, Janet, what did you? Oh,
Just
geez.
think a couple more things. I was trying to
Oh
find the
my
one picture I
goodness.
was telling you about that I painted or that I made for the
This
of the
one's
son
freaking
and
amazing.
or the daughter and the mother who both died, and I made a picture for the dad and the husband to hang on the wall in the room where he had coffee every day. And when I took it to him, was I drove it to Texas to give it to him because I didn't want it to get broken, and we were all crying. Okay, now that's 3 different canvases, painters' canvases that
I can
I
see
did the
that.
crystal art on. I just call it the headdress, but I put real feathers and beads and straps of leather that went from one canvas to the other. So it was like they all went together.
It's freaking
It
amazing,
turned out
guys.
really, really good. I was really
Look at that
happy
thing.
with it. That went to a
Nice.
lady in Arizona.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, of course
So
it did.
it turned out beautiful.
Of course
I
it
thought
did.
it turned out really good. She was happy. And then there's the quilt right above
And
it
then
that I made out of t-shirts. Now that one I made from my mother's. That
that's
was all
kind
my mother's t-shirts. I made that for myself.
that's kind
So
of cool. That's kind of cool. Hold on. Let me go over here. Share it with everybody. I could see how, like, if it was my T-shirts, done something like
well,
that,
the
that would
thing
be pretty
is,
cool. All my
inside of it
T-shirts are
is one
like,
of those
you
throws.
know,
Everyone has those throws, those cheapy throws, that they use in the winter and stuff.
uh
Well, I use that in the center, so it's 100% made from stuff that came from my mom.
Oh, that's nice.
And I sewed the edging by hand because my sewing machine isn't made for quilting. So to sew through all that heavy stuff, I had to do it by hand. But yeah, so
right.
it's
Okay,
from
I gotta ask.
yeah.
I gotta ask. On this picture, on this picture, whose nose is
Oh,
that
that's a
sticking
little
out the
gnome. I
bottom?
collect little gnome
Yeah.
dolls. The little guys who sit on the ground or whatever.
You guys see that?
He's wearing a red, white, or a little
Yeah.
star spangled hat. But I got 5 of them like sitting there, different ones
Okay.
at different heights.
Oh, gee.
So yeah,
Jackie's got a bit of a
I
gnome
love
collection too.
gnomes.
He's got a Halloween gnome. He's got this one, I forget where we picked it up, but his legs.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's like a plushie like that, but I don't know where he just came home with it one day. Him and his mom went out shopping.
For a prank, my uncle and his friends stole about 100 or so garden gnomes from their local area and assembled them all on the university lawn.
You're saying that your father stole a bunch of gnomes?
No, my uncle stole a bunch of garden gnomes with his friends, and they assembled probably maybe 200 of them on the university lawn at dawn.
Yes.
They got caught. They got in big trouble. My grandfather was publicly very angry at him, but privately he was like, "That's hilarious."
That's cool. I mean, don't do no crimes, but every once in a while, little civil disobedience is required.
I don't know if you saw this. So in the, before 9/11 and everything got super serious, there were a lot of rash gnome thefts. I used to see it in the paper all the time. They're like, so and so has this. You're like, oh. But
So
everyone
I'm trying
seems
to
to
get
have
a
lost
little.
their sense of humor, unfortunately.
Oh,
Yeah, everything is very serious these days.
yeah.
Okay, that last picture I sent is the one of the mom and the daughter that's made from an actual photograph that I made.
Give me a second.
Okay, I just wanted to, I was looking for it. It took me forever, but I finally found it. So that one took a long time to make because it was really, really hard with all the shadows and stuff. It was an old photo because they wanted both of them in the picture. Both of them had passed at different 5 years apart, and they wanted it. And when her father died, now she has the picture. She's the other daughter.
Oh
So
wow, that's
it turned out really good. I was really,
oh
really,
wow,
and I've done
that's
them on
very
people's
realistic.
pets that passed away and stuff like that too. So
That's really cool.
hmm turned out
I,
really
I,
good.
I can see, I can see. I don't know these people, but I can imagine if it was, my mom or my sister or my aunt or something like that. How, something like that could be very, very helpful.
hmm Well, it's just, it was very personal. And when he saw it, he started crying. He was a veteran, and I like doing stuff for veterans, as much as I can. Anything like that, handmade something for him. And we were all crying. Every one of us in the room were crying because it's
Yeah,
so emotional when he got
you,
to
you won't believe this, but I have like no family photos, like none, none, and something like that would be, freaking awesome.
I have,
Yes, it is winter in Aussie land,
yeah, it is. It
right,
is.
James?
I have,
You guys, it's winter
I
for
have,
you guys.
yeah, it's cold. It's cold, but not that cold. I have family photos going back to like 1860, like, which is pretty awesome. Like,
I don't even.
I didn't.
I think I've got a small
see
notebook of.
see this picture. I found
Uh huh.
it when I was cleaning my dad's house, and it's a just some kind of like you know piece of glass paperweights,
Mhm.
and it has one of my great great grandfathers in it. And I've been going through, and I've gotten on it's called heritage.com, and gone up 7 generations because I got my dad's relatives are all in like Nova Scotia, Canada, because I was born in Newfoundland, and they're from
Right.
Maine and
That
New
explains
England.
it.
Yeah, I
My
wondered. I wondered
mother's
what
from
was
Texas,
wrong with
Oklahoma,
it.
I'm just messing with you,
and
Jan. I'm just
Arkansas.
messing with you. Send me
But
a link to that heritage place because we've been trying to find out some info on my mom's side of the family
mhm.
because my only living surviving relative, my aunt, she's like 90 and she knows nothing is like I do about our family because they came here under mysterious circumstances or whatever. No one's talking. The best we got was they were kicked out of Ireland for stealing horses, and that's it. That's all we know. We got a last name and a first name of my grandfather, and nothing beyond that. Nothing. It just ends in the 1940s. And
Yeah.
we're
Well,
trying to
my
we're trying to
great
get something
grandmother,
for Jackie.
yeah, my great grandmother on my mother's side, she was raised on a Chickasaw. She's a Chickasaw Nation, and she was raised on an Indian reservation. And I've got a few good pictures, of different parts of that. So, talking about really weird two families getting together, one from the deep south and the other from way way north, totally different points of view on everything basically. And listen
Jan,
to
that's one thing I do know about my family.
yeah.
My mom was from Atlanta. My old man was from Chicago. They both had polio, so they're both in wheelchairs. They met at I forget which college in Chicago in a German class because both apparently had ancestors from Germany.
hmm
In the '60s, they meet in this German class, and it was like fate. You know what I mean? two kids with polio. They're the only two kids at school with polio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They had no one else to date. You know what I mean? It's like no one else is going to date them. You know, uh, is kind of weird. You know, fate wise. You know, there was this episode of you guys all remember the Facts of Life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember Tootie, the black girl?
Okay.
Well, there's
Yep.
this one episode. There's this one episode where the boys' school comes over to their school for like a get together, right? And
Mhm.
and this black boy, he walks in. This black kid walks in with the other kids from his class. Walks into her class, their class. It's like a school for girls and a school for boys. And the black kid, he walks up to Tootie. It's like let's dance, and she's like, huh? Like he looks around, as in there's nobody else here that's black, so we have to. That's all. That's our only choice. You know what I mean? It was kind of it was kind of funny, but kind of a sign of the times as well. But they were kind of making fun of that. We were kind of getting past that sort of mentality, but not quite.
Yeah.
Not on prime time. That kind of thing. It reminds me of that. How my parents got together. They, you know, there was no girl who's going to date my dad. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? He's in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter how handsome he is or how much money he's got. In college in the '60s, that was it. Fortunately, they actually did like each other, and they stayed together until the bitter end.
Well, I didn't marry him or anything, but when I was in 11th grade, my mom made me go to modeling school because I was such a tomboy and I just wore a ball cap and a t-shirt and whatever. And I went to the rodeos and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So I took shop and ag ride and all that. So my mom sent me to modeling school to teach me how to be a lady. I had to cross my legs at my ankles, all
Mhm.
that junk.
Did you have
Well,
to do the thing with the book? Did you have to
yeah,
balance the book on top of your head?
all that crap. I had to sit down and sit
That's
up.
awesome.
And you'll see me a lot adjusting myself because I constantly trying to keep my shoulders back and sit up straight. And I cross my ankles and I put my feet under the chair because it forces you to sit up straight, things like that. And when
Mhm.
I walk, because I did do some modeling and things like that. But the thing is, it was just funny because my mom thought I was swinging on the other side of the bridge, if you know what I'm saying.
Playing for the other
Because I
team.
wasn't interested. Because I said I
A
don't want
little
to
push
marry
for you.
that
A little push for you.
stuffy.
I'm not buying it. Not buying
But
it at all.
what was funny is that you just I liked everybody and I tried to be nice to everyone, even though a lot of people were mean to me because I wasn't built like my sisters, one above me and one below me, both built like Mae West, curvy, and I was tall. I'm 5'9" and slender, and I didn't really get my chest until I was like almost 30. I just didn't even start really getting my growing into my body, I guess. But
Mine
what was
finished with
funny
about
was
14.
There's some
is
thirsty
that
guys out there. You don't need to
there
give
was a
any
guy
ammunition.
in my school that was hunchback. He had like a curve on his shoulder, and everybody was real
Uh,
mean to himself. I asked him to the prom when I was in 11th grade, so he was my date, and we had a great time, and it was fun. And all the girls were like shocked that I did it, but I was a cheerleader at that time. My mom made me go out and
your
play cheerleader.
dad must have loved that.
My dad,
Yeah, I'm being
he didn't have a
sarcastic.
problem with it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
He had 5
Well, then
daughters.
again,
He
yeah.
just wanted to get rid of us because he had to
No.
be outdoors because we had one bathroom and 3 bedrooms in the house. So just imagine what that
Oh,
was
wow.
like. And he was a jungle survival
No,
instructor
I refuse.
in the
I
military. So
refuse. I'm
yeah,
not going to imagine
it's pretty rough.
that. I've got 3 bathrooms right now, and I still uh, have troubles getting to use my bathroom. Just saying.
Mhm. Well, that's just the way it was. I had a girl dad. You know what I mean? He had all daughters. He didn't have any boys.
Yeah.
And he was used to having nothing but girls. But I'm the one that went with my dad everywhere. We went fishing and hiking. He taught me how to, to camp and to skin a deer and to fish and do all that stuff. And I'm glad I did all that. So I think that's why my mom was really worried. So she started teaching me how to maybe take home economics and learn how to use a sewing machine. Started to teach me how to crochet and trying to make a girl out of me.
And they don't have any of those classes in high school anymore.
Do
None of
what?
those classes. They don't have any of those classes in high school anymore. When I
Yeah.
was in high school, it was in the mid 80s. I want to say I graduated in 82, 83, 4, I forget. It was the last year of home ec in that particular school. I
Well, we
remember
need
there
to
was a
bring all that
notice.
back.
Yeah. Hey,
You know
what's up,
what though?
Daryl? Yeah.
I hate saying this is what you're supposed to do, for your parents. Your parents should be teaching you this stuff too.
Well, yeah, but I had a parent
Absolutely,
that did that.
but they also took out ceramics, welding, wood shop, auto shop, metal shop.
We
What
had
was
all
the
that
other one?
in my school.
Yeah,
But
mine does too.
I went to school in the South. I still
Actually,
have
mine
And
classes
they
like
took,
that.
even
they also
this
took
year.
out.
Are you sure that they took it out? Because I'll tell you this much: a lot of times they have vocational. You have to bus them over to a different school.
Yeah,
Because I know that's what they did for mine. Is we had vocational, but it wasn't at my school.
I'm going by
we had to
what
get
the
bused
boy
over.
told me, but they also only had PE once a week. I had it every day from kindergarten through high school, and if I wanted, I could have taken it every day in college and got credits for it.
Yeah,
Big difference, when you wonder why people are, shaped the way they are here, taking out PE class. I mean, sometimes that was, uh, a pretty good workout. In high school PE, we had wrestling, we had archery, we had track and field, soccer, football, baseball, basketball, swimming, like all those things you could choose from, as your PE class.
Hmm.
You know, and weightlifting, and that might be it. Damn well I took archery, like what? Archery? Hell yeah. But I also took track and field and wrestling and weightlifting and I think I had like 16 different PE classes over the course of 4 years. And taking that away from the kids, when I go pick Jackie up from school, you can tell
the
the
ones that were
difference
chunky.
between yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the Earth is just being turned into one giant gingerbread house, and we're all going to be eaten.
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. That's why they're releasing the UFO files to just get us ready to be served. To serve man.
I don't know. Did you ever
Well,
watch Wally?
What's going to be really scary is when you find out that all the people that took the shots, they were getting you ready so that you'd be edible.
So,
Stuff
I
like
hate
that. That's what's scary.
Terrifying, Janet. Where do you come up
I
with
didn't
that?
get the shots, so I didn't do
I didn't
any of
either.
that stuff. So
I didn't
either.
either.
I'll be
They
edible.
told me I had to, and I said, okay, well, here's my religious exemption. And they kept on trying to turn it down. And I said, no, here you go. Where do I need to sit? Well, we don't have a form for that. I said, well, because I knew what was going to happen is they're going to say, well, you didn't get it in time, or you didn't do this. I'm like, no, I want to make sure I had everything well beforehand to do that stuff for. But
Yeah, I
don't even want to revisit that time, to be honest with you.
All right, I know, James. I know. Sorry,
Well, I didn't get any
I-
work or anything. That's one reason why I moved is because I had to have a card to be able to be a stand-in or to
Cold
be in
iron.
a video or any of that stuff. So I just had to
Welcome to the
leave.
show, buddy. I'm ready to be eaten.
I don't think it's the kind of eating you're thinking of.
No, I don't know. Where's the beef? That type of thing. But
I know. I mean, and I had several of my coworkers all complain about it, and they were not happy about it. And I said, "Well, this is what I did." And then, "Oh, really?" Like my current position is because the guy left because they were doing a mandate. I mean, there were some other things too, but I was like, "All right." I said, "Well, I could have told him on how to get out of it, but."
well, I had a lot of friends in the movie industry, in the entertainment
Yeah.
industry, that paid a doctor to make them a fake one. So it's going to be really
yeah.
hard to prove who didn't and who did and all that stuff, unless they do blood tests on everyone, force everyone to do that or something. Because
my
I
really
know
good friend who
hundreds
passed
and
away
hundreds
last
of people
year.
that didn't get it that had documents that said they did. I
I
didn't get
had
it.
a really, really close friend who passed away last year, and had I needed it, not for me, but for the boy, he would have
Mhm.
gotten me one of those cards. But fortunately, the boy resisted all of his mother's. You gotta get this done. You gotta get this done. No, totally said, and I had nothing to do with it. He was, he watches the internet. He knew what was going on. He's no dummy, you know, and just said, no, not doing it, not doing it. And we didn't get sick.
Well,
No,
I've
I
had
was.
one of my sisters did a bunch of boosters and all that stuff. So it's sad. Half my family did and half my family didn't. So
I have mixed feelings. Like, look, if you want to take it, that was fine, but the fact they forced it was my real issue for
yeah,
all of
I had
it.
a hard time with that.
It's like, look, this is not. But yeah, it was pretty.
Well,
But
let's
no,
hope
it
that
was interesting.
they wait a long time before they try anything like that again, and hopefully
I
the
hope they
people all
never
over the
try it
world.
again.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
and now everyone's complaining about RFK Jr. I'm like, what caused people to become really anti-vaccine was the fact you forced them, and then they found out they got sick. I said that's why I found out there was a lot more vaccine hesitancy. It's like, no, most people didn't mind regular vaccines, but man, after that, and then you start finding out all of the details, like, well, you're not liable if you get injured. I said, well, hold on here. Why would I ever take a drug that I can't sue for if you're the one that does it? Yeah, they
That's
did
most of
not.
them. That's pretty much.
It's
That's pretty much most of them
but
now at this point.
well, that's my whole
yeah,
point.
right.
Is anyone wants to talk about drugs? It's like, well, okay, would you ever take a drug that they told you you're not? That even if the manufacturer messes up, that you can't sue them? And they're like, well, no. I said, well, don't.
Yeah, I mean everything, even aspirin has like a list of side effects, right?
Yep. Oh
You
yeah.
know,
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And again, it depends on what's there. It's just like I was telling my son. I said, well, if your odds of dying, let's say you get rabies, and I said, well, the shot's 1% death, and rabies is 99%. I'm like, well, okay, that's fine, but you don't mandate everyone get the vaccine in that case. You do it if you're actually at risk, and I think that was part of the issue for
I'll
anything
just,
like
I'll
that.
just make the quiet and subtle protest one more time. I'd really rather talk about anything else because that was a hard time, man. That wasn't a
Well,
good
especially
time.
you guys, you were actually locked down in Australia.
let's see that let's see that
100%.
Minotaur again.
That's right.
I'm gonna hold on, hold it. I'm gonna blow you up. Yeah, it's hard to see, James. Can you like turn it like a different angle or like the light because it's like really dark. There's like you're making. Okay, there we go.
You need to get you one of these and just keep it on your desk.
Or maybe I can change the orientation of my camera. Hang on a sec. Can I flip it? I don't think I can. Let's have a look. Camera, oh yeah, facing back. There it is.
Hey, I had that same cutting board on my table until I turned it into something else. Okay, yeah, that's better.
Yeah. See, now you can see all the color details and stuff. Yeah, because before it just looked black.
Yeah, well, because he was blocking the light.
Yeah, but now you can see all the reds and stuff too. Yeah, that's really nice.
Oh,
Did you
check
make
that out.
that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna sell a copy of Morning Milking Farm or whatever?
Oh yeah.
Oh dear.
Well,
Put that with that
This was
Minotaur.
Janet,
That's
wow.
Morning Glory Milking Farm. That's what it is. Have you guys heard about that
Wow.
book?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And what gets me about it is,
Oh
you
my
know,
God, I was
they all complain
dying
about
when I saw
milking, you know.
people talking about it. I was like, that is
Fucking James.
crazy.
Everybody, oh my God. Fucking
That was funny.
James.
Those are some pretty good glasses you got there.
Well, our issue though is, and I can,
But see, I have one of these. It's a little foldable. See? And whenever I need to light something up, it's got batteries, and you just do the thing, and you can take, put it right underneath while you're holding it or whatever. And it's, really
Are we
easy to
still
carry
talking
around.
about the light?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
Speaking of which, I lit up my studio. Check this out. Oh, come on. Here we go. Hold on. You can't see all of it, but okay, I should have had that on this whole time, but I can do all kinds of cool weird crap with it.
Neat.
And make people have
Okay,
seizures. Yeah, I got cool stuff on mine too. I got a shower curtain rod, a curved one hanging on the ceiling, and I have curtains hanging over it. But I can put, like this, bubbles behind me. Or
I
I
told
can
you
make
not to
my
do
media shower. See, it's a little media shower. Or I can do this one. See if it works. See, different colors.
Janet, please stop calling me Bubbles.
See, don't do the bubbles. You don't like it?
Stop calling me Bubbles.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty
Don't
cool.
blow bubbles.
Way cooler than mine.
no, he keeps thinking of The Wire with the character named Bubbles.
Oh, well, yeah. Some of that's pretty scary.
I have no idea what that is.
The Wire was a show on HBO about inner city drug dealers and cops.
That's not what I was thinking about, but all right.
It's an excellent series, but
Mm-hmm.
a little adult for
Yeah, I
James.
don't advocate drug use.
Come on, go back to light. There we go.
Yeah, I got all
I
kinds
should
of
have had
props too. Let's see if I can get this one.
I like yours better, but I've got mine set up so I can actually get some light from straight down, which is since I've been painting.
It's like gas. It's
Wow,
like
this
it blows bubbles. It's the cigarettes that blow bubbles. See, I got so much crap on my
I've got a
desk.
lit. I've got a light up cigar around here somewhere. I picked up from the Halloween spirit store. It's got like this button on the
More
part that you
bubble?
put in your mouth,
Yeah,
so that you push the button with your tongue. We used it for I forget what video. Um, I'm actually looking forward to the spirit store opening up again because there's some things I want to pick up for AFK for Jackie's next video. Yeah.
I got all kinds of
Chewy, what are you
props.
doing?
I got toys.
Well, that's one of the crafts. One of the crafts we're going to do this upcoming year, maybe next month or the month after, is to make a prop sci-fi gun by going to the dollar store and grabbing some squirt guns.
Yeah,
You know how they've got like squirt guns that look like, and we're gonna take them and modify them so they look like a prop from a sci-fi movie, just so we can say we did it.
Are you even allowed to do
usually
that in
just like
California?
yeah, smart ass. Yeah, you just basically glue some things to the outside of it, spray paint it black, dry brush it silver, or whatever, and you can usually make something pretty passable. Another one of the crafts we're going to do is the uh, uh, the spaceship out of like a soap bottle.
Uh-oh, what's that?
Here's a gun right here.
Oh, okay.
That's-
It can blow bubbles if I want to blow bubbles.
I've seen a lot of those lately. When I was a kid, none of those ever worked. None of them. Like I went through like half a
Oh, there's some
dozen
good stuff
over the
today
years,
that works really well.
right?
Mhm.
Versus the mind you, if you buy anything off a spinner rack at a liquor store, it's probably not going to work. Just saying. But even some
Yeah,
of the things we bought from Toys R Us would never work.
some things don't work. Some things do.
I I don't know if I got it on a specific setting, but like all of the neons that I'm using on my table right now are really freaking here. Let me see if you guys can see this. If my camera can actually catch up. Does that look like brighter and neon to you guys? The
Yeah,
green and yellow?
yeah. It looks very neon.
Okay. Apparently the light over me, even though it's white, is activating the neon paints that I'm using. That's going to make this a lot more fun, painting these things. This 'cause I haven't used that light in like 6 months, maybe less, but it's been a while, and that's very helpful. I need to change this bulb out here too because that yellow is not helpful. What's this one? That's yellow too. That's awful, right? Oh, makes me look like I have freaking jaundice, man.
Well,
Sick.
that's what the different lights are for different things, depending on what you're going to do.
Right. Even some of the colors I use that aren't neon are having that effect. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it took me a while. All these lights are those lights that are like a strip, like tape, and like if I ever have to move, oh, it's going to be depressing because all my bookshelves are taped together with that the digital tape. Yeah, that'll suck. That'll suck big time.
Ah, no. I should let that dry.
Okay, Julia, have a nice evening. Thanks for joining. You're always welcome to hang out here.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. It was fun. And I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. But yeah,
Well,
I gotta
you
get
too,
to
everybody. I'm actually I've got to get up early for church tomorrow, so I'm going to call it a night. James, uh, thanks for hanging out. Omen, ditto. Everybody else in the chat. Let's see who we had. We had Cold Iron. That turned out great, James. Mini Warbutt, Julia, Squirrel Hermit. Was Steven here? I think Steven was here. Stephen Kennedy. I will talk to you guys all tomorrow or next week. Have yourself a great weekend. I love you guys. God bless.
Good night.